Coming up on this episode of Press This, Matt comes out of retirement as we discuss the podcast creation plugin, PowerPress.
Hey everyone, welcome to another amazing episode of Press This. I'm your host, Matt.
And I'm Dan.
Dan, it's been way
too long since this has happened.
We've been so busy in the other room working that we both haven't been able to come over here and do an episode. But happy to be back. Happy to be joining the audience again. Hope everyone's doing well. Almost 3,200 subscribers. Thank you very much. Thanks for all the comments. Go ahead and hit subscribe and be part of all the fun stuff somewhere where Dan's pointing.
Yes.
Or slocumthemes.com/subscribe. I don't even remember. It's been so long.
slocumstudio.com/subscribe, Matt. But
/subscribe.
you can just subscribe to YouTube. Comment below.
Yes. So what are we talking about today?
Well, Matt, we both have podcasts, and I know there are a lot of you out there that are looking for a plugin or a solution to creating a podcast using a website. And one of the ones that we looked at, and the ones that we think we both use, is PowerPress by Blueberry, Blubrry, which is a free plugin, which is really cool, and allows you to basically take audio, and there's a few other steps that we might go into a little bit, and get that right on your website. And it makes it very easy to post that information into a wonderful blog post as well.
Right. So if you're looking to figure out how to start a podcast while using WordPress, this is the de facto plugin. I mean, I don't know of another plugin because I kind of just found this one and never looked back. Yeah. Although I would love to find one that's a little bit easier to use. Yeah. I think that, so I guess why don't we just dive right into it?
Yeah, of course.
PowerPress, you can get that for free on WordPress.org. You know, it hooks into iTunes. It creates the RSS feed. You've got a gazillion options. You can have multiple feeds for multiple podcasts, like if you had a podcast network or multiple shows from your one WordPress site. You can control all that stuff.
Yes.
But it is a bear to wrestle.
Yes.
And getting all these options down, it just feels overwhelming.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I always think about whenever I have to go into the settings of this plugin, that there's so many, like probably doesn't even have to be WordPress. There's probably so many like tech shows, design shows, user interface shows, podcasts that use this plugin that you would think that somebody would step up to the plate and be like, "Hey guys, let me partner with you to make this look a little bit better."
Right.
I don't want to say it's even difficult, but from like my perspective, like I log in and I just feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many things I have to look at and I don't want to.
It's not that difficult. It's just that there's a lot in it. And so I think that what I would submit personally is it's not difficult to use, and you can get in there and get going. Because setting up a podcast can be a little difficult. There's a lot of different steps to it. That's the most difficult part. Understanding how to make a podcast. You know, a lot of people don't realize that a podcast is an RSS feed. It's not you don't go to iTunes and just say, here's my audio file. You know, if you've never made a podcast before, there are some other steps to it. But getting it to post from your website, tapping into a service like Amazon, it actually does a very good job with that. It makes it very easy. However, there are 1,000 settings to tweak, and you could easily spend hours sitting here and going through all the little options, half of which probably would never benefit you in the first place, which is I think what your point is.
Yeah.
There's just so much.
Yeah. I mean, this version was updated, I'd say I don't even know, maybe 4 months ago with a newer version, and they introduced a simplified mode.
Yeah. Before
it was always like the advanced mode, and that was just like, whoa, man, I need like a user's manual or flight manual to figure out where I was going. Now with the simplified version, they're trying. It's like they have 3 steps, but it's 3 steps of a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But hey,
they're trying to funnel it so that you're not all over the place. Yeah.
I understand it's not an easy task. You know, then on the flip side, it is free. They have a free section of their site at blueberry.com, or I think it's blueberry.com, B-L-U-B-R.
It's blueberry.powerpress.com or something like that. We can provide a link or something.
And that's where they provide some of the basic stats. And even that site feels aged.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, so many tech podcasts. Like, has no one thought that this is a good idea to partner with these guys to make it a little bit better? You know, I love the product guys, but we just got to get better on that user interface.
One thing I do want to call out, most of you are going to be trying to post this on iTunes because that's where most people are listening to podcasts, unfortunately. Or at least I would submit, unfortunately. But there is a whole section of settings just for iTunes, so they do make it very easy to contribute a podcast right to iTunes from this this plugin. The other great thing too is when you do make a post, all you do is you go on WordPress, you make a post, and underneath the post, just like you'd have SEO settings or other things we've talked about on the show in the past, there's actually an easy to use setting there where you just paste the link to the the show from your Amazon account or whatever you're using to Dropbox, whatever you're using to host the audio. And you just put in all the information right there. When you submit the post and publish it, it publishes it to the proper channels.
Right, right. The things I do like is because that is super easy.
Yeah.
And it works with Amazon right out of the box. That's where I host all of my files. So it works great. It verifies it. I hit save. It pulls down the file. It embeds the audio. And I put the short code in my content where I want the audio file to go. I can go into the settings and make the audio player look differently, which I haven't done yet, but it's something that I can do. So, other than that, like the technicals of it works great. It works with Stitcher. So I put my podcast on Stitcher, and Stitcher picks up on the feed and pulls all the data down, the metadata, everything. Everything works. Technically, I just wish it was a little bit cleaner for those of us just starting out in podcasting, because it can be overwhelming, the entire experience. That's what I got for that.
Yeah, but as Matt mentioned, if you are looking to track the success, you do have the analytics on their site. It's very basic. It just basically tells you where people are listening from, unless you buy their pro account. It does just basically tell you where people are listening from, how many listeners, or how many listens you have, I should say, and unique listens as well. So if people are downloading multiple episodes, things like that, it will track that as well for you.
Yeah. If you're looking for an alternative to this, we'd love to hear some of the options you found. There's only maybe 2, I think, in WordPress.org, and I think the other one might even be abandoned. I'm not even sure. But this one works because it works with iTunes. But another thing you can try to do is you can use SoundCloud from SoundCloud.com. If you're just getting started out and you just need to upload audio and embed it. We should also mention that WordPress.org now supports audio embeds on posts and pages, but you're actually hosting that file through your media gallery.
Right.
It's not really something somebody's going to subscribe to and all that stuff. Right. But you could use SoundCloud to upload your audio there, embed the player. It's a cool looking player. People can subscribe via SoundCloud. That'll just get you started. If you need to be in iTunes and you need to be on other platforms, go with PowerPress.
Yep. Great.
Good stuff.
Awesome.
As always, brought to you by Slocum Themes.
Yeah.
We've over 50,000 downloads now.
Ridiculous.
Can't thank everybody enough for purchasing our themes and supporting us. So go check that out, slocumthemes.com. If not, hit subscribe. We'd love to hit 10,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. Lofty goals, Dan.
Yep.
But we're going to hit it.
We're going to hit it anyway.
Any questions below? Or any questions, post your comments below. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks a lot, guys.